Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Sonic Forces Speed Battle for Mobile. And there have been a couple of, there's been one change and then there's another change coming soon. I don't have an exact day, but there was a lot of complaints. And if you've been playing the game and racing, you know that if you're going up against Amy or Rogue or Shadow, that the lightning bolts are crippling. And a good player, if one of those three can get out in the lead, and it's a good player, they will reserve their number 2, number 3 item spots, leaving the first one open, which is always going to be a lightning bolt, and they will get out in the lead and get nothing but lightning bolts the rest of the way and just zap you. And most people, after level 6, and I would say a good majority, it's not that difficult to get your figures above level 6 by playing with any frequency at all. You will find that it's going to zap 2 out of the 3 opponents on the field. And if one of your opponents disconnects, that means you're going to get zapped every time, bar none. The super high level Amy's or Shadows or Rogue are going to zap all 3 opponents. And there's no counterplay to the lightning. If you have, they're with an asterisk next to it. I'll say that. If you are running Knuckles with invincibility, or if you're running Classic Sonic with invincibility, Vector has invincibility, and I believe that is it. Yeah. So if you're running one of those 3, the invincibilities it's going to prevent you from being affected by the lightning. But say you are running, any of these with the illusion boost or the wind boost, or any of these that have, and you can all get the little bubble, the protection shield, the lightning's going to zap that away from you. Or if you're using the wind boost or the illusion boost, those are all going to get zapped away from you. I'm not sure what the changes are going to be. They haven't divulged that information yet, but just know that change is coming a little bit. And the thing about the lightning that frustrated so many people, and I mentioned it a minute ago, is there was no counterplay. If any of these other figures are using, the fireball or the motobug or the whirlwinds, there's counterplay. You can move out of the way of that. You can hop over, jump, slide, duck, dodge, whatever you need to do to avoid those. With the lightning, it's going to hit you no matter what. Change is on the horizon. Another thing that they did is, if we go back and look at levels, they changed up which tracks are available at different levels. And I'm just going to tell you right now, some of these newer tracks, I think Splash Highway might be one, or maybe it's Red Gate Bridge. That one, and then a couple of these Skyview Sanctuary maps, I'm horrendous, absolutely horrendous at. But they switched them up, and I think that ultimately that's a good thing. I personally am not a fan of it at the moment because I don't know these newer tracks nearly as well as I knew the tracks that I started with. And so it only stands to reason that being the case, I run into a lot of things because I just run into a lot of things, period. So they switched it up, but here's why I like what they've done. Every figure has a niche. Some are faster, some are slower, some are stronger, some are weaker. On the earlier maps, I feel like they were designed for straight going fast. If you had the faster figure, you were probably going to win. As you progress, like it should be, as you progress and get better at the game, you start leveling up, all of a sudden the tracks get a little more difficult and it takes a little more skill for you to navigate your way around the track without hitting things. So it puts a premium on maybe not so much speed being the most important. Obviously, you need to get to the finish line first, but you want something that can recover faster whenever you do hit an item in the road or something hits you from behind. And maybe acceleration coming back out of that is a little more beneficial than straight speed. So I like that. It's kind of, it's making me adjust the way that I played when I first started, say a couple weeks ago, to the way that I play now. Good changes. I like it for the long run of the game. I don't like it right now because, like I said, I'm just not very good. If we look, I don't remember where I was last video. I think I was hovering around 1500. And I will tell you that for me personally, the climbing has slowed down immensely. I've gotten to the point where I don't gain a whole lot for winning and I lose a whole lot if I don't finish well. And so I'll go long periods of time in streaks of finishing really highly, and then a lot of that effort will get erased because, like I've said, I will hit everything on the map a time or two and throw in a couple fourth place finishes, and that really undoes a lot of the work that you've put in, but still slowly climbing. Today, I want to talk about Tails. Now, when I first started the game, I thought Tails was my favorite. I liked the consistency. I just felt like it was a very balanced figure. Its items are Motobug. Basically, you're going to throw this in front of you and hope to smack your opponent and knock him out. Now, it's not a super strong dislodging or obstacle. I'm starting to pick up on a trend, say like Knuckles here, which has the fireball. The fireball is going to inflict a lot more damage. It appears, I don't have anything to scientifically back this up, but it appears that someone getting hit with fireball takes longer to recover than someone who gets hit by Motobug. Wind Boost is going to make you go a little bit faster and steal some rings, and then you have the Tornado, which is going to be the trap that you set on the ground, and when someone runs into it, you will gather rings for them. The gathering of the rings helps to keep you around that 100 ring mark, which is so crucial, especially because Speed 8 is nice, but there are faster figures out there. I am on level 10. Let's jump into a couple races. How did everybody's Thanksgiving go here in the United States? I had a good time, took some time off of playing, recording videos. I still played everything. I still do all my dailies. I've only done my 5 feature races, and it was with the robot today. So like I've said before in my videos, I haven't figured out how to hear the music while while I'm racing and recording. So I'm kind of going at this thing blind here. Ouch. And there's me running into things. Set the trap, and then we'll fire both those. I don't know if maybe I missed him. Go over here where we can get some rings. Oh, I think my opponent just fell off the track there, which is super easy to do on this track. Oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, that's a different figure. We'll set the trap there. Put on there. Kind of a dumb place for me to place that trap there, honestly. Simply because... Oh, and I lost my... I lost my power boost. And we're going to come in second, I believe. Not too bad, not too bad. I see only 3 points. Getting closer to getting Classic Sonic up to 9. I did a video on Classic Sonic just before the holidays. I will put the link to that right here. As always, there are links in the description below. I am running a Discord where there's a lot of good conversations going on. There's a salty page if you are winning the entire race, and then at the end you decide you want to hit everything on the board. Been there, done that. We will trigger that. Now this is a track that I'm familiar with, so I should do fairly well on this, but you just never know. Get out of the way in case he wants to throw something at me. I will tell you that the figure that is out in front is going to be insanely difficult to catch up to. Dang. I should have saved that and thrown it in this lane that I'm in right now. Woo! Barely. This was a terrible time to trigger that ability because, ouch. Okay, now there you go. That would go under salty because I was in the lead, but you can see when I got hit by the fireball, it completely knocked me out. And when I shot back, I actually hit my opponent, but it did not really affect him in any way, shape, or form. And yes, his figure is very strong at, like, for strength. So that probably played into it. Oh, wow. Very nice, very nice. Definitely wish I would have finished up higher in the race there. But there you go. I was in first place with just a few seconds, not even a few seconds, like 2 seconds left to go in the race. And then I got hit by something and then spun out and everybody passed me. And those are the kind of things that you can put on our salty. Jump into a couple of more races. Oh, and we're going up against at least one of the same opponents. And as you can see, I finished second on the first race of the day. I think I gained 3. This is a board I don't know well. This could go very, very poorly. Iced everything. What was I saying? Oh, wow. I thought I was. I don't know if you guys can tell, my phone started lagging really bad all of a sudden. Wow, I feel like things are running really slow here. This is a good video on how not to play. I'm lagging just a bit here, and so it makes me, I feel like I'm jumping at the right time, but some things just, and there goes. See, I not only lost my boost, but I lost one of my items because of the lightning. What I was saying is, everything is just my frame rate seems off, so everything is just a tick either slow or behind as far as my reaction time. And that's just an absolute mess there. Man, we did terrible on this one. I restarted my game because, I don't know, the frame rate seemed off, and ran a few more races, wrapped up my video, went to save, and realized that I forgot to hit record. So, forget everything that you didn't hear or didn't see, and we're going to do this over again. We're going to race 2 or 3 more races in an effort to have at least a strong finish. Definitely, nobody likes to finish a video losing races, but I will tell you that this, again, is not one of the tracks that I am super familiar with. But I do like how many coins we just grabbed right there. The Sega development team is really good about putting out videos or YouTubes. And one of the tricks that I learned while watching one of their videos, is that when you jump over an item, you can swipe down on your screen and it will, well, I was thinking ahead there. And then I totally missed the items. That's crazy. But when you hop over an item, if you pull down or swipe down, it will return you to the track quicker. Now, this is not a track that I am familiar enough with. Wow. So it sets a record for me falling off the track twice. This is not a track, man, that having a speed boost is going to help me in any way, shape, or form. And I'm getting them all the time, but it doesn't do any good when you keep running into things. So we're most definitely going to take a solid 4th place finish on this one. Not even going to bother to waste the items. On the tracks that you don't know, I would say that picking up the boosts, like the items trunks, for me it's it's not at the bottom of the list of things to do, but it really should be on the tracks that I don't know. Coins should be the most important, and then not hitting objects on the track. And for some reason, I always try to go for the boost because I'm like, well, blah, 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 and it just doesn't work out. You end up falling off the track twice. You end up running into stanchions. You know, the town here really should do something about these roads. There are quite a few fallen power lines, it looks like, and metal beams. Somebody could really get themselves hurt. Oh, good. I actually dropped that dead on him. That's the worst, too. When you, when someone throws one of those traps out and lands it directly on you. It's the worst. Now, I have 100 coins. I'm not going to bother moving around the track to get more coins until I need them. Drop that down there. I should have dropped that a little bit sooner. I'm sure something's going to come firing at me shortly. Stay invincible as long as I can. Drop that down. And one thing that I don't like to do is I don't like hanging out in the middle lanes coming down the final stretch. I like to move. I like to stay to the outside if at all possible, because typically people don't run there. And that really holds true for most of the race. You want to take the inside corners on turns because that is the quickest way around the track. Sometimes you can't always do it, but we'll do one more. But on straightaways, if at all possible, people tend to run in those middle 2 lanes. So if you can run to the outside lane, you have a better chance of not getting hit by an object being thrown from behind, like a fireball, a motobug, or a whirlwind. And as long as we do well on this race right here, then this will be the last one. If we finish last, I may run one more. And here we go. I lost my item somehow. Ugh, I just trapped myself. Didn't seem to work on anybody else but me. I told you guys before the video I run into everything. There's a known dead spot right through here, like right there. So you have to, like, if you can hold off just a tick before swiping to change lanes, it's advisable. Man, I'm doing so horribly bad. And I don't know if you guys can tell, like, everything is just a tick behind on my screen. Oh, and the other thing, if you get the speed boost twice in a row, don't use one until it's gone. Don't use the second one until the first one expires, because they don't stack. I find that I just end up wasting the second one like I did there. Second place finish is not bad. I raced pretty horribly. I hit a ton of objects on the course. But that is going to wrap up today's Tails video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Overall, I think Tails is a solid figure. I think it's very forgiving for beginners if you are starting out in the game, or if you find yourself starting to move up in ranks and being outclassed by your opponents as you try to progress up. I think Tails is the type of figure that can keep you on the straight and narrow. We will do another video later this week. So until next time.